Good morning, beauties. How's everybody doing today? I made my way down to the beach again. And this morning I wanted to talk a little bit. I had a great conversation with a friend yesterday, and she brought up how interesting it is that all of the animals have been coming out to see us. And definitely I've noticed some of the memes. One of my favorites was a bear peeking in a window saying, where have they gone, or something like that. But something that she brought up, this idea of these animals kind of coming back into our cultural world and showing up. And if anyone's been on the news, which likely you have, you might have seen this. And so this is what I wanted to talk about today, is animal medicine. And what we have to learn from these two-legged, actually there's not too many animals that are two-legged, but some of them are, four-legged and winged and furred creatures. The idea with totem medicine or animal medicine, because you hear these phrases thrown around a lot, traditionally in all cultures, so this was not limited to First Nations culture, any culture and all cultures in the world have had associated animal spirit medicine. We have always, as a two-legged species, called on animals for their powers and their teachings. This does not matter what our skin color is or what land we originate from. The phrase totem, I do believe, is Native North American, although that could be a colonized word. However, what I have noticed is that in all of these photos, I'm going to start with the photos first because I think that is a very interesting place to start. In a few of the news broadcasts regarding this phenomena of having animals, come into the land, it's just the concreted land, one of the first things I noticed is in 95% of those photos, it was photos of deer, some form of a deer. So whether that was in Russia, whether that was in Asia, whether that was in North America, that the deer have been coming to graze in our gardens, etc. The medicine of deer is one of my favorite stories. The medicine of deer teaches us to practice gentleness. And my favorite story of deer medicine comes from Sam's and Carson's book, The Medicine Cards. It's an amazing deck. It's one of the staples out there. If you ever want any animal medicine references, I highly recommend this book. And the story there is that there's this great demon that is guarding the way to spirits, to Great Spirit. And all of the creatures are terrified of this demon and they don't want to approach Great Spirit because they're scared of the demon. And deer approaches Sacred Mountain and encounters the demon, but is not afraid. And because they're not afraid of the demon has no power over them. And the softness and gentleness of deer diminishes this demon till it's this tiny, tiny little thing. It has no power. And it vanishes. And because of deer, the way is made clear for all of us, all as humans, to approach Sacred Mountain. So that's something I wanted to take note, that the first animal that really is appearing in our cities and in our communities is this animal that represents gentleness. The other animal I want to talk about is point of origin here. So there's a lot of studies, data getting studied. They're trying to figure out where this came from. And right now, the assumption is that it transferred from bats to humans. What I find very profound about this is that the medicine of bat is rebirth. The bat teaches us to embrace death and embrace rebirth. I just had two beautiful crows fly 4 feet from my face. They represent divine law. So bat medicine, bats live in community. They live in very large communities. They're extremely familial, very family oriented. And as soon as the sun sets, they leave their nests and they fly into the night. They also, like owl medicine, have the ability to see through the dark, to see in the dark, through using their sound and their song. So that is an invitation from bat to use our song to find our way, to use the song that is gifted to us to create new life. Angeli's Arian, amazing teacher. She passed away a couple of years ago, but a profound teacher for me. One of the things that she teaches about if I can just remember my train of thought here. Can I? I'm not sure. It's always awesome when you're videoing, eh? It's gone. Rebirth. Oh, it's gone. Anyway, the other thing I want to mention is that on my way down here today, as I arrived at this beach, there were 2 rabbits waiting. And rabbits represent fear. So if we bring these 3 teachers in, and I was quite specifically coming today to talk to you about animals, so to have these sweet little rabbits show up. Oh, and the 2 crows are now flying right in front of me again. Oh, now they're flying right over my head. Maybe you'll see them back there. There you go. So if we're going to even look now, include those crows, these 4 animal spirits: gentleness for rebirth and to eliminate fear, trust in divine law. So these are some of the animal teachings. One of the things that's so important about our voice, though, and this is Angeli's teaching, is in all of her studies, she was an anthropologist. She worked all over the world. She studied 2-leggeds in all our forms, in small tribes, in large megalopolises. And one of the things that is scientifically provable at this point is that each human being who has ever been on the planet has a unique fingerprint. So no matter if you're an identical twin, so if you have an identical genetic material inside you, your DNA is identical, you will still have a unique fingerprint. Whether you are an identical twin or not, and your DNA is identical, you will have a unique imprint and coloration in your cornea. And whether you are an identical twin with identical DNA, the vocal frequency and resonance of your voice is also unique in all of time. So this teaching is very profound for me because what it shows us is that we are here to mark the world in a unique way. We are here to see the world in a unique way. And we are here to sing or speak this world into being in a unique way. And if we don't do it, that vocal frequency of our voice will never, ever be heard throughout history. In the history of time, it will never be heard again. The way we can mark the world will never occur again. And the way we see the world will also never happen again. And so this is this invitation to understand your own unique imprint in the world, the way you mark it, the way you manipulate it with your hands. To acknowledge the unique way that you see, that means your positionality, where you stand, is different than everybody else. And to honor your unique voice, your unique way of singing this world into being. So, my loves, that is my teaching for you today, and I send you so much love. I will be back tomorrow with some more teachings. Again, please let me know if this works for you, if this content is helpful, if you find it informative. There's a great eagle soaring in front of me right now. I am grateful for this day. I am grateful for all those who are, again, rising to stand on the front lines for us in this war with the invisible. I would like to translate that language into dancing. I think it's time we need to dance with this virus. We need to understand her ways. I have some theories around some of that I will probably get into in the next few days here. But this is an invitation, again, to have a great day, to sit with your shadow, get uncomfortable. Maybe if you need to move energy, punch your sofa. Go at it. Get that anger out. Get that shadow out. Get it out of you. If you're sad, wail like you're grieving the loss of your loved one, because maybe you are. Maybe a part of you has died and you're not going to be the same again. So honor that. Whatever those feelings are that hold shadow or darkness or disorder is really the way to understand it. In shamanism, there's no light or dark. I mean, there is, but there's not. There's no good or bad, and there's no right or wrong. There's simply disorganized energy and organized energy. So what can you do today in your home with your own skills and tools to convert those places that are disordered into organization? And this isn't about micromanaging, peeps. This is not about organizing your home. This is about organizing yourself so that you can make your needs known, get them met, and show up as a contributing citizen to this amazing world that we are a part of. So I wish you well in that today, and I will be back tomorrow with much love. Rise and shine.